Let's begin. Today's July 29th, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses 5 criteria cards and it's 5 verification cards. Let's go to turingmachine.info for the details. So today's puzzle uses the following 5 criteria cards. Criteria card 3, 8, 13, 16, and 19. And the puzzle uses the purple verification cards. The code above is your way to get more information on today's puzzle by searching the code on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So in the grid above, we've got our 5 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. On the bottom row, we've got criteria card D and criteria card E. So criteria card A looks at our middle digit, our square digit, and compares it to the number 3. Should the value of square be less than 3? Should it be equal to 3? Or should it be greater than 3? Criteria card B looks at the 3-digit solution and will let us know how many of those digits should be 1. Should there be no 1? A single 1? Perhaps 2? Maybe even all 3 should be 1s. Criteria card C will compare our middle and last digit, our square and circle, and basically we're asking whether the square value should be less than circle, should it be equal to each other, or should square be greater than circle. Criteria card D again looks at our 3-digit solution and will let us know a little bit about the ratio of even to odds. Should there be more even than odds or less even than odds? And finally, criteria card E will look at our first 2 digits, triangle and square, add the digits up, and compare the sum to the number 6. So should the sum be less than 6? Should it be equal to 6? Or should the sum be greater than 6? And remember, the objective of today's puzzle is to find that unique 3-digit code that abides by all of the 5 criteria cards we just described. And let's begin with an initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I want to find out is a little bit about the ratio of even to odds. So let's go ahead and test criteria card D. Okay, so the Turing machine approves of my proposal. Notice that I do have 2 odds to a single even. So this basically tells us that there are less even than odds. So let's go ahead and type that up in section D. And since there are less even than odds, it could be, as my proposal has, 2 odds to a single even, but it could easily be all 3 odds. Let's see, what else can we test? We do have a majority of odds. We do have that card, criteria card B, that tests the number of 1s. I do have a single 1. But I think right now, let's see. Let's go ahead and test criteria card E. Okay, so for criteria card E, notice that we are adding the first 2 digits. I did choose a 3 for triangle and a 1 for square. That sum is 4. It's less than 6, but the Turing machine does not approve of that. So that means either the sum is equal to 6 or greater than 6. So let's go ahead and type that up in section E. So we have triangle plus square should be either equal to 6 or greater than 6. Okay, and I don't think we can actually cross out anything because, you know, you could always add a 1 to a 5 to get 6, and then, you know, the larger you get, the larger the sum will be, greater than 6. So yeah, so we can't cross out anything. The only thing we can say is, since we do have a majority of odds, it could be something like 1-5 or 5-1. That's a possibility. And, you could even get a 3, 3. Let's see. What else could we test? Somehow, criteria card A will inform us of what square should be, and then that could then let us know something about triangle. So maybe it could be, equal to 6, the sum, and if we somehow got 5, but how would you exclude the 4? There could be 1 even. Trying to see how our solution is shaping up. Well, let's go ahead and test criteria card C and see what happens. Okay, so notice we're comparing square and triangle. I did choose a 1 for square and a 4, I'm sorry, not triangle, circle. 1 for square and 4 for circle. And I have circle being greater than square. Obviously, that's not the case since the Turing machine does not approve of it. So either square is equal to circle or square is greater than circle. So let's go ahead and type that up in section C. So square is either, how can I put this? Let's put it as equal or greater than circle. Okay, so, but in this case, we can cross out, I believe, or can we? Can we cross out anything? Well, because of the equal, I guess technically they can be equal. 1 could equal 1, etc. Yeah, even 5, 5, technically you could have them equal. Wow, so we didn't get to cross out anything. Okay, well, that does it for this round. We did complete our 3 Turing tests. So now we're going into the phase of discussing how we can construct a good second round proposal. So notice we did not test criteria card A, letting us know a little bit more about square. And we didn't test criteria card B, finding out how many 1s there might be in our solution. And of course, we still have C outstanding. We did eliminate 1 possibility, as well as E. We did eliminate 1 possibility. So let's see, what could we do? How could our solution shape up? Let's see, what are the cards telling us? So if we consider the case where perhaps maybe square is equal to circle, that would mean that obviously those two would have to be odd. There's no way you could have 2, 2, 4, 4 when you have a majority odd. Okay, which leaves triangle to be open, but so let's see, if the sum is not 6, what does that say about the values of triangle and square? It definitely would be odd. It definitely would be odd. Sorry. Well, no, not necessarily. You could have 3 and 5. Well, I think there are way too many possibilities. Again, the likelihood that it's a 6, there's only 3 combination of numbers, either 1, 5, 5, 1, or 3, 3, whereas there are a whole lot more greater than. So is it possible that, let's see, if we had 1, 5, and remember, we don't know square. It could be even or it could be odd. We still haven't determined that. So what would that mean if square were 3 and you want to add it to something? It could be square is 3, the sum is 6. If it's 3, 3, how would you know what circle is? It could be equal. I wonder if it's all 3, 3, 3. Is that possible? Could be. Otherwise, that's 6. Then we'd have a couple of options for greater than. And it could be something like, then square is greater than circle, but no 1. So if there is no 1, but it's greater than, it would force it to be 2, and perhaps maybe the sum is either 6 or greater. And since we already have our even here, it would force triangle to be 5. Well, that's as good as anything. So let's try 5, 3, 2 and see what happens. 5, 3, 2. Okay. Well, it all started with criteria card A. Should we test A? Yeah, let's go ahead and test A. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, wow, yeah, so fantastic. We were able to, at least try this possibility of square being equal to 3, and that was criteria card A. So it's true that square is equal to 3. And so let's go ahead, finally cross out some possibilities. Okay, what else? Well, I guess let me try the sum one more time. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the sum. Let's do criteria card E. Okay, so that's also true. So that means the sum is not equal to 6. So let me go ahead and cross this out. Okay, so the sum is indeed, oh wait, yeah. 5 and 3 gives me 8. That is greater than 6. Yeah, so it's not equal to 6. So that means that for triangle, we know it can't be 1, it can't be 2, and it can't be 3, because 3 plus 3 gives us 6. But 4 and 5 both give us a sum that's greater than. Okay. And let's see. Well, it looks, I think we can deduce. Can we deduce? This is interesting. Criteria card C. I think we can deduce that it can't be equal. Well, that's not true. I guess you could have 3, 3. But that's the only possibility. But if it were 3, 3, then I don't think you could distinguish between 4 and 5. We already have a majority of odds with 3, 3. So it could be a 4 or a 5. And so we already have our square equals 3. Again, if it were equal, there would be no 1, right? And so we're saying that they're equal. There's still a majority. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be equal. So I think we can deduce that it's not, they're not equal. And so that means that square has to be greater than circle, which means it can't be 3, it can't be 4, and it can't be 5. Okay. Getting closer. And I really am thinking I can deduce that there can't be a 1. Because again, if there were 1, and that's the only case where circle is 1, again, I think it would be an ambiguous solution. You already have your 2 odds. Okay, square is 3. Again, let's pretend that there is a 1, so it'd be, again, circle 1. Square is greater than 1, or 3 is greater than 1, yes. There's a majority of odds, and the sum is greater. So yeah, I think we can deduce that there can't be a 1, because that would give us an ambiguous solution. So I'm going to say deduce no 1s. Okay, so that means I can cross out the 1. There's our even, our lone even. So that would force triangle to not be 4. And you have your 5, 3, 2. Okay. And so we didn't, we didn't have to test criteria card B. All right. Well, let's see if all our logic pays off. So let's type up the solution of 5, 3, 2. Okay, looks good here. Let's go to turingmachine.info and verify 5, 3, 2. Excellent. All right. Well, let's see how we did versus the Turing machine. Okay, so we did do 5 overall tests, which equals the number of criteria. We were lucky that we were able to deduce that there were no 1s. And so let's go ahead and type up CDE and then AE. So CDE and then AE. See how we did. Wow, okay, fantastic. We beat it by 2 questions. So the Turing machine went up to 3 rounds. So yeah, I think the fact that, again, obviously that we were able to deduce that there were no 1s, that helped out. Again, the way I went about, just talking about all the different possibilities, even though I did come up with the last proposal, we were lucky that, yeah, square was 3, so that definitely really helped out. And from then on, we just kept eliminating possible numbers for both triangle, square, triangle, and circle, that slowly we were again able to deduce that there were no 1s. So this was a very interesting solve, very fortunate that at the end we got our 2 check marks. Well, what do you think? Please write in any comments that you have. What did you notice? How did you solve it? And if you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up so that more people can find our channel. And if you like the video, Again, yeah, please do give it a thumbs up. But if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, hit subscribe to be notified. Well, until next time, have a great one.